change of reading plans. Hello my lovely friends, it's Margaret. Welcome back to my channel. This is a reading vlog. I had plans. I was gonna start out August strong and get working on my Fullmetal Alchemist TBR, get working on my Avengers Initiative Reading Challenge TBR, and I guess technically I could still work on some of the other mission logs if I wanted to, but none of the books that I planned for August can I start until August 7th because of what we are doing with Civil War. I just realized that. I was like, those pages won't count towards my score if I start them now. Currently I am like this far. I am less than 100 pages away from the end of Witchshadow, which we've been reading for quite a while. I will be finishing this later tonight. I want to get working on tomorrow's video and get as much of that done as possible, which I think is a shorter vlog, despite the fact that I have like a gajillion clips that I took. I am going to start reading Ruin and Rising. My goal is just to read 30 minutes every day until I am done with this so that I can be done with this project and I can move on to Six of Crows, because that is one of the ones that is on my TBR for Civil War, basically. It's basically my TBR for Civil War. Like, I can't read any of my Fullmetal Alchemist books because they are all books for the boards that I'm working on this month. At this point, you will know that, like, you get points for every book or all the pages that you read for the mission log, and so I can't, like, none of those pages will count if I read the book before the 7th. I do want to make sure that I get at least an hour of studying in for my insurance course that I'm still doing. Hello, it is here we go, we can just do that. So it's Friday. BookTubeVEDA has been kicking my ass. All I've been doing is editing videos the last, like, week because I wasn't smart and I didn't get things edited ahead of time. However, I just would like to note, hold on, you look at that, we're on day 6 and I have 5 videos up. I've done 5 videos in 5 days so far. I'm sitting down to edit video number 6, which is my Legendborn review, and I was gonna sit down and talk to you about books about 2 hours ago. But see, what happened was, I got home and I laid down for a quick nap. And my body said, you've been up until midnight, past midnight. The last several days, I quit. It didn't quit, but like, it said, girl, take a nap. It's so funny. There are people in the Discord speculating about what we're gonna do. And I've already told them what the consequence is going to be. Like, I have told them, I have said, watch this video, there will be hints to different things. My friend, it's not that, you're making it way more scary and complicated than it is. So, like, and I'm just like, you know what, we've already, I'm not going to drop any more hints because I've already dropped a bunch of hints. Some people have already picked up on it. And I'm just like, I do see the people that are concerned about, like, doing things because they're worried that a readathon will drop. And, like, we'll always make sure that something is 24 hours and able for people to be like, it's not going to be a short amount of time. Like, people are able to participate in stuff. The last thing we want to do is, like, do something that you can't participate in. Anyways, I got on here to talk to you about this book. So Blood Witch is still my favorite. This was good. There is so much that happened in this, and I know it is all going to mean something when we get to the last book. But this is a book that you sit there and you don't entirely know what the point of it was until, well, I mean, some of the point is obvious, especially when it comes to, like, Safi and Isolt's career growth as characters. They needed this book, especially Isolt. Isolt still needs someone to tell her that she is not a terrible person. They needed to go through this experience, but at the same time, I'm like, did the plot move forward at all? Like, a whole bunch of this, I feel, is set up for the final book. And I liked it. I enjoyed it. I was glad to have stuff with the characters. I was hoping we would get to see Safi and Merrick being Safi and Merrick. I've missed having them together since book 1 was done. But I have hopes. Given what's happened at the end of this, I have hopes that they will be together at some point in book 5. Oh my god. Like, it's so funny because Safi is at the point where Safi's like, I'll go find him someday when the world is no longer going to shit. And I'm just like, woman, go get your husband. I'm excited. I'm ready. I want book 5. And I want, it's gonna be so satisfying, but she has strung me along for so long, feeding me, like, there were crumbs of crumbs in this book. 2 and 3, Safi and Merrick spent a lot of 2 and 3 going, oh no, they're dead, because they think each other is dead. The Golden Knight, I need to edit today's video, which it's a Fresh Reads Friday, and I'm already halfway through editing it. Ta-da! My Legend-born Fresh Reads Friday. My hair was really doing nice things for me that day. Like I said, it's already halfway done. There was something else I needed to tell y'all, but I don't remember. Oh, I do remember. So, last night I forgot to mention that since I finished Witchshadow, I now get to add Chala to my team. So I now have still all men. No one. I'm a disgrace to my own gender. Anyways, it is Saturday. It's about 3 o'clock. We just finished watching Civil War, and we dropped the boss battle. It's gonna be fun to see how people react to things, but because this boss battle is happening and because there is a reward that I did not get that I do want to get, I am going to be doing a couple of things. We're changing things up because I was gonna focus completely on Hawkeye, Ant-Man, Wanda, and I'm still going to try and work on some of those. Hold on, let me go get everything that I need. What we're working on right now is we're going to work on Doctor Strange. I have Heroes in Crisis by Tom King, illustrated or drawn by Clay Mann, who is a very good artist, but also does not always know how to draw women. So, he doesn't react well to being called out. I have to run to the library, so I'll probably listen to quite a bit of this while I am going to the library, because I'm going to pick up some other comic books, because I don't need a lot of pages for this, but I do want to read a lot of pages for my other boards. So some of these we're gonna switch out. I'm definitely gonna try and get so I can read one of the other hosts for Team Iron Man, like their group book, because you get extra points if you read their group books as well as our group books. But let's see. So that's what we're starting with is what's it called? I didn't bring scissors. Did I bring scissors? Of course not. It's fine. We'll just rip the tape off. I got a package. I guess we're gonna open this from the bottom, because that's how this is going right now. I got a package. My goodness. Did they get all of them in here? Perfect. Okay, so let's do these in order. So I went ahead and I ordered the rest of the Avengers Reading Challenge books. I think I've already said what they were. That's backwards. So I got the book for October, which is These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong, the book for November, which is The Firekeeper's Daughter by Angeline Boulet, and Ace of Spades by Farida Abike Iyamide. There we go. I'm sorry, I can't read. There are group books, so that's October, November, December. I went ahead and just got all of them because I happen to have a little bit extra money. Hello. My goodness, this lighting makes me look bright red. I look like the people on the cover of the comic I'm about to talk about. So, hold on, let me show you what happened. I went to the library to see if I could find some things real quick, and just kind of went ham in their comic section. We've got some Marvel here, we've got some DC, I've got a whole bunch of, like, apparently, like, they've got some Elseworlds like volumes, and I love Elseworlds. So that's volume 1. We've got a skews more towards Batman, because part of me didn't really want to like get too much Marvel, because I want to do I have a video that I want to do, so I didn't want to get anything that was outside of what I already kind of know when it comes to Marvel, what I'm already working through. I finished The Vision it's Tom King is the writer, and Gabriel Hernandez Walta is the artist, coloring by Jordi Belair. Jordi Belair likes to work with Tom a lot. I've read quite a bit of Tom King's Batman. I also have from Hoopla, Heroes in Crisis by Tom King and illustrated by Clay Mann. I think I've already mentioned that. This is volume 1. I've got volume 2 on Hoopla. I've got something else on Hoopla. The goal is to be done with Doctor Strange using wait, that was exactly where I needed to be. Using as many of these comic books as possible, and the Midnight Library. I started Midnight Library, and yet definitely like big trigger warning for suicide, because there's like literally a countdown. It's like this many hours before so-and-so decided to die, this many hours before she decided to die. So like, just know that like, pretty big trigger warning for that. But where is Captain Doctor Strange? The fun thing about this is Sam, so this is the era where we've got Sam as Cap, and we have Jane Foster as Thor, I think. I think she's Thor. I know she ends up being a Valkyrie at one point, or eventually. This is going to cover Stranger Weird Book. It's going to cover 3 or more people on the cover, and then I'm going to say it covers 5-star prediction, because I knew, yeah, I'm going to say it covers 5-star prediction, because like I knew I would like it knowing I like Tom King. I'm not sure how I feel about the story as a whole. I think I'm going to give this 4 stars, but like, because it's just like, I really wanted like the both volumes together, because this is just like the first half and nothing really is resolved, and it is all very, very dark and weird. Tom King is really good at like giving you an interesting story and giving you pieces and pulling things together, but you don't really understand the fullness of it until, oh, that's the other one I have, which is, I got Mr. Miracle, that's Tom King writing, and Mitch Gerads doing the art. Like, he does everything. They're doing a really good job of taking this storyline and interspersing it with like snippets of the past, so you kind of know where Vision is coming from, but it's also very good. It's like, you can read this by itself and you don't really need to know all that much about what's going on in the larger Marvel universe, if that makes sense. So the sky looks like death outside. Can you see it? Can you see it? It doesn't look exactly, but that's all like a very dark gray right now. So we're using our ring light. So you would have seen me finish technically 4 books on this week. I finished Witchshadow by Susan Dennard. I gave this 4 stars. I really enjoyed it, but the thing that got me into the series, the thing that had me in book 1 is not in this book at all. Like, so that was a little frustrating, and I also, like, this is one of those books that I know when we get to the end of the series, it's going to make sense. There's going to be so much, because there's such a journey that Safi and Isolde go on in this book. There are things that they learn about themselves and their magic and other things that they need to know, things about the world. And so, like, yes, I understand why this book exists, but I am also very frustrated that it exists, because I have been waiting. This is the 3rd book that I have been waiting to, like, get back to that relationship that got me invested in the first book, and we still haven't gotten it. Like, granted, we had some really cute moments with Isolde and her love interest, and I'm looking forward to it in the next book. But and because we're doing Civil War, I realized I needed to add Doctor Strange. You are welcome, everyone who managed to add Doctor Strange Saturday and Sunday, because I gave you a couple of extra days, because we were going to be like, they need to have it by the time the readathon starts. And I was like, what if we dropped the readathon and we're like, you have to have this particular, like, if you're going to use this power to do this, you have to do it. Or if you're going to use this boss battle reward, it needs to be declared. You need to have it by the end of Sunday. So you're welcome for the extra, like, 36 hours that you got. But I realized I needed to get Doctor Strange because I wanted to get the Are You Worthy boss battle reward from the Ultron boss battle. Because I only read 2 books. I did not get 5. But that boss battle reward allows you to also read books that are the Team Iron Man favorites, and get whatever it is you get for reading. Like, I'm Team Cap, obviously. You get as many points for that as you would get for a Team Cap book, basically. We started his board. Well, actually, technically, I started with the Midnight Library, but we'll get to that in a minute. I started with The Vision by Tom King. So I read volumes 1 and 2. Now, I only needed volume 1 for the board. This covers 3 or more people on the cover. It covers a 5-star prediction, and it covers a strange or weird book, because, my God, it was weird and dark. I
love Tom King's writing style. I think he does a really good job of diving into characters, and I liked how all of this came together at the end of the 2 volumes. So the first volume is A Little Worse Than a Man, and volume 2 is A Little Better Than a Beast. And so this is about Vision and his family that he's created after, because in the comics, he and Wanda are no longer together. Like, he dies, and Wanda moves on, and it gives us some ideas of where Wanda is going to go, what they could possibly do with Vision in the future. It's one of those things that, like, nothing makes sense, because Tom King likes to do this thing where you only get pieces of the story at the very beginning, and then things start to come together towards the end. So he's hinting at things that are going to come. He's putting a lot of, like, it's one of those things that, like, it's someone telling this story, and so they're going, you know, later you're going to look back, so-and-so is going to look back on this moment, and they're going to think, oh, I should have, like, what could I have done to change this? Like, the storytelling style worked for me. Now, at the end of the day, though, that, like, the story itself, I'm not sure what its point was. This got 4, and the last one got 3 stars. I think they both got 3 stars, actually, when all is said and done. I think I gave it 4 stars because I liked the potential, and then, like, having read it, we're gonna take it down to a 3 star. It's one of those things that this might just be that I am so out of touch with Marvel, and I haven't seen a lot of it. I haven't read a lot of it in probably about 10 years. X-Men and Spider-Man were my jam back a long time ago, and I think everything I read with the Avengers then was stuff that either tied in with Wolverine or with Peter. And then to finish the rest of Doctor Strange's prompts, I read The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I enjoyed this. This is about a woman who, like, you know this from the very beginning, but, like, she commits suicide because life just sucks for her at the time, and she's taken to the Midnight Library, and the Midnight Library is this place between life and death, because she's not quite dead yet, and the librarian there tells her that she has until she dies to figure out, does she want to live another one of her lives? So she gets to kind of go through her lives based on her regrets, on the things that she didn't follow through with, things that she wished she'd done differently, and she gets to go see what those lives look like and whether or not that's the life that she wants to continue on living. It was really good. I liked it. I liked the writing style. I liked the story. It's a little bit slow to start. Like, it takes you a while to really get invested in this character. And I think pretty early on you see where the story is going to go and what's going to happen. But I really liked how it wrapped up in the end. I ended up giving it 4 stars. I enjoyed it. I liked it. That got me Doctor Strange, which his power allowed me to then get Are You Worthy, because you get to get a boss battle reward that you missed, and that was the only one from Ultron that I missed. Because no way was I reading 5 books in one weekend. Should I have? I should have picked some comic books. I've started the first of my Team Cap reads. In case you hadn't noticed, I am one of the hosts for Team Cap. It's me, Christine, Michelle, and then Team Iron Man is Brianna, Bree, and Jessica. And we're not friends with them right now. My only friends are Christine and Michelle. We're probably friends again by the time you are watching this, considering how long it takes me to get out of to get vlogs out. Speaking of, I have determined that I have to take a break from Veda because I need to get, like, I've been trying to juggle doing my insurance course, getting to the end of that, because there is like an actual deadline for when I need to be set up to be able to help sell some of these insurance things with my dad. There is a deadline to that. There's a naked man on this basically. Why are his titties out? Why, Mr. I'm pretty sure this is Namor. I'm pretty sure Namor is Marvel. Never really cared about him. Anyways, long story short, I started my first Team Cap book, and this is for Ant-Man's board. So this will be worth double the points. So this is going to fulfill book with the letters A, N, and T on the cover. And I'm reading Captain America, The Winter Soldier by Ed Brubaker, and then the artist is Steve Epting with Mike Perkins. This is like the ultimate collection of these two, or of this particular saga, and Christine has been wanting me to read it for a long time, so I am in fact going to read it. Anyways, I am reading it. I'm like here. I've been making my way through it slowly, and I'm mad there are not page numbers because it's really hard to like keep track of what page I'm on. Like I'm not even trying. I'm just going to at some point enter how much time. I'm trying to keep track of how much time it's taking me to read this. So far we've read it for like an hour or 40 minutes or something like that. I don't remember. But I'm trying to keep track of that versus how many pages I've read, and then I'll just enter the full page count in when I do my time thing. First observation that I sent to Christine was, I don't know who this shaggy-haired brunette in this ominous green tank could be. No idea who that would be. Like, we all know who that is. That's Bucky. That's the Winter Soldier. No one is surprised. My second one, my second observation was Captain America is prettier in the movies, basically. I'm like, he is not hot in this one. He looks so just like average and normal. As Steve, like he looks like someone, and I think that's obviously part of the point of Steve's character, but he looks like someone you would find at like a MAGA rally. I'm gonna be honest. He does. I love him, and I know he never would, but he looks like someone who would be. And then the third one was, oh, I ship it. Like, I'm pretty sure Steve and Sharon snarked at each other for like 0.5 seconds, and I was like, oh, okay, I like this. It's funny because Steve was never, like, Captain America was never something that I really read a lot of. Final thing that we have while we're here, today is Tuesday, by the way. It's the Tuesday, the 10th. Spent all day writing that, but can't remember it. I got a package. I have been waiting for this one to come in. I got the other books in this order the other day. Let's see if we can get this without any further damage. Okay. So, this is Deadly Waters by Dot Hutchison. I don't really remember much about this, except that it takes place in Florida, and there is a murder and an alligator involved. I think somebody feeds a body to an alligator or something. Or someone is found in an alligator pond, which happens, and foul play is suspected. Something like that. Okay, let's see. Florida journalism undergrad Rebecca Sorley is like any other college student. She tries to keep up with her studies, her friends, and her hot-tempered roommate, Ellie, who regularly courts trouble with the law. Naturally, when a male student's remains are found in alligator-infested waters, that's literally every single body of water in Florida that is not salt water. Like, if it's not the ocean, there are alligators. Or a pool. Like, typically, there are not alligators in people's pools. When a male student's remains are found in alligator-infested waters, the university warns students to stay away from the reptiles. But then a second body shows up, and the link is undeniable. Oh, pattern! Both men belong to the same fraternity and had a reputation for preying on and hurting women. Ellie has previously threatened to kill men who don't take no for an answer. Rebecca and her friends thought Ellie was kidding, but now a vigilante killer is roaming campus, someone who knows how to dispose of rapists. Someone determined to save female students from horrible crimes. With each passing day, those who know Ellie become more convinced she's responsible, but if she is, stopping her might not be in everyone's best interest. I think this came out last year. I believe this was on my most anticipated list last year. I don't think it was 2019. I think Vanishing Season was 2019. I can just check the copyright date. Yeah, this came out last year. So Dot is someone that I know from when I was in college in Gainesville. We became friends, and so now I buy all of her books because she's the person who got me into thrillers. That's how I read The Butterfly Garden, and I don't read them very often, but I do know now that I like thrillers. And I don't know that I would have picked one up without, well, I mean, I'm on BookTube, I probably would have, but like, I wouldn't have picked it up as early. I do want to reread the collector series first, so I probably won't get to this anytime soon, but I have a video I'm planning on doing with thrillers and stuff, so that's why I got that. Bye. Hello. Camera's there. It's Thursday. Have we gotten any, oh crap, I need to talk to you about a book. Yes, my friends, this is a BookTube channel where we actually talk about books, and yet I never have the books. Well, I had one of the books I needed. Anyways, so, I have a pile of books over here. Okay, anyways, long story short, my phone is in my backpack somewhere. I am about an hour, maybe 2 hours into the Butterfly Garden audiobook. I'm listening to it this time because I haven't listened to them, and I didn't see any reason to, like, it wasn't like I was going to be tabbing. Well, I could tab this. There's plenty of room for me to tab this, but, like, I've already read it physically, and I just wanted to give it a shot as an audiobook, so I got the audiobook. It was on sale, so I was just like, oh, here are two, like, it was just, like, perfect, so I was like, I need to go get the audiobook for Butterfly Garden, because I already knew I was going to do that, and then they're like 2-for-1 sale, and I was like, oh, perfection, we'll just grab that. Obviously, haven't finished this. I'm only, like, probably about 40, 50, 60 pages in. I'm going fast because I have something over here. It's exciting. And then I finished Captain America, Winter Soldier, Ultimate Collection last night. I took a little bit of time to just read that. Still mostly focusing on insurance stuff, but I'm trying to get that done by like tonight or tomorrow night. Don't think that's gonna happen because I still have one whole like two units that I have to do. Anyways, so the long story, the story with this guy is, so I ended up giving this 4 stars. I enjoyed it. I think so. The problem you run into with comics is sometimes the endings are not exactly satisfactory. This does not have a satisfactory ending, but that's also because it's going somewhere else. It's been a long time since I've read Marvel. I do know that like DC, at least in their bind-ups, a lot of the time they will have a satisfying conclusion, but that's because like a lot of their arcs are like 1 or 2 bind-ups. So anyways, I enjoyed it. I have determined that I am going to give it 6 out of 10 Buckies because we get some quality, like, younger Bucky and Steve flashbacks, but we really don't get a lot of Winter Soldier. And rating things in Buckies is going to be my new rating system because that's going to kind of help Christine decide whether or not she wants to read the book, I guess. Leviathan Wakes probably gets, like, 2 Buckies because Jim is a cinnamon roll and Bucky is a cinnamon roll, but that is where... well, cinnamon roll with trauma, that is where the similarities stop. It was funny because I was talking with Christine and I said, Steve got more depth in 1 graphic novel than he got in the entire 6 movies that he was in for the MCU. Like the only person that got this kind of depth was Tony. Chala probably would have if we still had Chadwick. Bucky, who's barely in this, got more depth than he got, and that's not hard to do though, never mind. So did Sharon. Sharon's not, like, Sharon got zero characterization. Long story short, I ship it. I think I'm kind of warming up to comics Steve. I'm okay. He's stupid and reckless, and I love him. God, why is it that I like stupid, reckless people? We did have a Tony cameo, and it's really funny to be, like, reading a comic where they're actually friends, because the only stuff I've really read with them is Civil War. And actually, no, I read something before Civil War, and that was mostly Tony. Mostly Tony. He was still wrong. He was still wrong. Registering superheroes is a bad idea. Anthony Stark, just bad idea. People will die. Now for the thing that I came up here for. It was waiting for me when I came back. I got this back in April, May, something like this. Like, they announced this in June. I was like, we're gonna have money for this by the time it comes out. Not in June. They announced this earlier in the year. Anyways, so it is a box of paper. Wow. Okay, here they are. Oh, they each got their own little thing. Okay, so here's the first one. They're out of order. Who packed this? We've got books right here. These are, oh, and they're such a nice size for the hardcovers. I love it. Okay, so these are, I got hardcovers of Get a Life, Chloe Brown. Move. You are in the way. Take a Hint, Danny Brown. And I don't think I'd even read Act Your Age, Eve Brown by the time I got this, and Act Your Age, Eve Brown. So these are all fantastic. They've got sprayed edges. Boop. And I love it. Look at that. They're so cute. And then I want to say, okay, so nothing truly special as far as, although I do like this is almost like a linen-like cover. Nothing too special as far as the hardcover goes, although, oh, that's cool. Okay, so each hardcover matches the color of the main cover and then the text. So you've got that one, and then you've got this one. Oop. That is such a bright blue, and I needed you like 2 weeks ago. Where were you? Oh, that's cool. And then it has little notes, like Talia Hibbert signed them. So there's that one. Nope, I can't find it. Okay, here, let's find the signature pages on each of these. Okay, so Chloe's is Welcome to the Story That Started It All. I hope Chloe and Red's love sparks your imagination the way it did mine, Talia. And then we have Danny and Zaf's story is for the overthinkers. You are lovely and loved. I love that. And then we all bring our own kind of light, whether it's a ray of sunshine or a bolt of a bolt of lightning. I love this. I knew I wanted these in hardcover. I haven't decided yet whether I'm gonna keep my paperbacks I feel like I should since I bought them. But I love them. We'll see because my contemporary shelf needs so much help. And now I gotta go film another clip for another vlog, and oh, I need my phone for that one too, so I'll go get that. Not sure if the AC is gonna mess with my sound, but deal with it. So anyways, I'm here. It is Saturday. Pretty sure the last time I talked with you was like Wednesday of last week. So it's Saturday the 21st. I'm out to go get my hair done. We gotta do something about, there you go. There you can see the roots. You can see, like, I've got like 1.5 inches. So where we are, what we're doing, what's going on. I have books I am reading. I haven't read that much this week, partly because last week just ended up being a giant hole because I was finishing the insurance course. So that's been finished. I need to take all of the tests. I have to do the test at the end to finish it. And I think I'm going to try and get that done today. At least take one of the practice tests and see how much I remember since we've been doing this over 3 months. But I want to have like the final test done by the end of the month. So anyways, but I'm planning on getting all of that taken care of. But I have finally started reading books again this week. And I haven't talked with it that much. One of them is at home. I forgot to bring it. It's Inspired by Rachel Held Evans. I'm enjoying it. I'm reading it like 15 minutes at a time. I can't keep track of that right now because Bookly is being stupid. There was a glitch on, Tuesday or something? Long story short, I emailed them. They emailed back. They're like, oh, it's a glitch. We're fixing it. It's Saturday. They still haven't fixed it. So I was just like, you know what? Let's see what happens if I uninstall and reinstall. And so I did that. And now all of my stuff past like February of 2019 is gone despite it backing. Like, it's supposed to back up. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, so we will see. It's like I'm planning on making some changes in the apps I use for reading anyways. But I'm enjoying it. I'm reading like I said, little bits at a time, and it's a lot to think about. So I like it. It's good. I'm also reading The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I'm listening to the audiobook for this one. It's my audiobook. I got it from Hoopla. This one's going to count for, I don't remember. I don't know if it's going to count for anything specific, but I do know that the blue cover is going to get me double points because there's a blue cover. And if I like this book, I will buy it. I'm not sure because I found out after I bought it and decided I was reading it that it is a sad book. So, yeah, Victoria Schwab is hit and miss with me. And then I'm also reading Ruin and Rising. I'm on chapter 4, like page 74, something like that. I don't entirely know where I am in this because I don't use bookmarks as much as I should. I just kind of remembered my page number. Yep, 74. I'm enjoying it. I am just at the beginning, so we're still getting into stuff, but like there is so much. Like, it's interesting to see how much Alina is just like observing about how people perceive her when it comes to like her powers and everything. And then this is really like heightening, at least this beginning part really heightens the amount of isolation she feels because of who she is and what she's able to do. So anyways, there will be a vlog at some point where I talk about all of my thoughts on this and why I'm rereading this right now at this point. So I put a book down on the bed so that I could read it, and look what happened.
You didn't put it on the bed.
I put it on the bed. I put it on the bedside table. Same difference. I put it down next to you so that I could read it because he was working and I was going to pause our podcast. And now...
This is some spooky shit.
Now, someone is reading my book. Stop screaming.
It takes a while, but it gets spooky. Not spooky, just weird.
I keep looking over there and thinking that you are at the end of it, and I'm like, no, this is a manga. That's not how manga works. Okay. Hi. I have a special guest, I guess.
Should I get out of this shot?
I mean, you could.
Do you want me to?
I don't care. So last I spoke with you guys.
Beautiful Dungeons and Dragons stuff.
When was the last time I spoke with him, BJ?
Oh.
I think the last time I spoke with you guys was like Friday night. Saturday night when I was reading El Deafo by C.C. Bell. I finished it. I thought it was cute. This got 4 stars for me. I thought it I thought it did a good job of like explaining. I think I've already told you all this, but in case I haven't, I thought it did a good job of like explaining what her life was like as a young kid, and kind of giving you an idea of the struggles and the friendship stuff that went down and all of that. We used this character that was hard of hearing and linked to this with another character that is hard of hearing. I enjoyed it. I thought it was interesting how they structured the stories in here, and the fact that they do introduce you to some of the characters. I like the style of drawing. This reminds me of, or not the art style. This reminds me a little bit of like Darwin Cook's style, which I really, really enjoy. Kind of like that early 90s or mid 90s. I'm not entirely sure when the ones I'm thinking of. Oh, that's okay. Anyways, so I liked it. I thought that they did a really good job of doing little vignettes. I would have liked a little more story, but like I thought they included good stuff. So then the link to the next book. So this is a graphic novel, and so I did graphic novel to graphic novel. My nose is itching again. Why is it itching? This is Fullmetal Alchemist Volume 2. I am rereading the entire series this year, hopefully maybe finishing it, and I have them in these lovely Fullmetal editions that make me so happy. So, ta-da, look at that. I just recently discovered that they have the vellum sheet. Anyways, this is the second volume. This one goes a little bit more into what it's like for the alchemists in the military and how the military uses them. And it's funny because if I didn't know where this is going later in the series, I think I'd have some things some things to say about the representation of the military in this series. But I know where it's going. I know the point that is being made. So I'm okay with that. I gave this 3 stars, gave this 5 stars, and then the link between this and the next one is, this is part of a series, and this is part of the same series. So I just skipped straight from volume, literally the numbers are on them, 2 to volume 3. Number 1, because volume 2 has a little bit of a cliffhanger ending. I won't show you because it's a spoiler, but it has a cliffhanger ending. It's the introduction of a new villain. We don't get a lot of them in this volume, but we do get kind of the beginning of seeing them. So again, I love this. This one has one of probably the hardest moments in the entire show in it. BJ, how do you feel about that death?
Wait, oh, that, military things, yes?
Hold on, I'll find,
Sorry, the phone booth?
Yes, the phone booth, the phone booth, yeah, that death.
Never go to phone booths, people. That's a no-no.
That seems harder to read when you know what's coming.
I was not happy.
Nope.
And we watched it twice because of the anime.
Yep. I've read it twice. This at least I remembered versus the fact that what's-his-face transmuted his wife first before transmuting his daughter. That was,
No, that is just definitely implied.
No, it's literally outright stated in the text, and I completely suppressed that entire thing because I'm reading. I don't know. It might have been just because it was the translation that we have.
That's true.
Because I'm reading an actual official English translation instead of, what was it, Manga Fox? Who was it we read? We did a couple. Yeah, Mango. I remember that one. Oh, look, there. That's what I was looking for right there. I think the hardest part is when the little girl is like, why are they putting Daddy in the ground? And you're just like, oh, fuck. Anyways, I gave this 5 stars as well. I loved it. And I would really like to, like, jump right into number 4. And I could probably keep this going because, like, this volume has Roy Mustang in it. The next volume would also have Roy Mustang in it because he is a main character. But I want to actually do some stuff for my team and get us some pages. So this is a manga, and my next read is going to be Uzumaki, another manga by Junji Ito. I have no idea what this is about. It is for another book project that I am doing. You'll see that eventually if I ever finish reading all of the books that are a part of it. It's interesting. I've heard interesting things about it. Also, it's Uzumaki. Honestly, the only time I think of Uzumaki is when I'm thinking about Naruto, but I'm assuming that it is in fact an actual word. So anyways, I am going to read this next because I have 2 days. I have 2 days to get as many points as possible that I can double up on. So that's what's going to happen. I am still working through The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I'm not even counting like the 5 minutes that I read before we started this whole Spider-Man readathon. So we're just not going to count that. I'll reread those pages. But I decided since they started Saturday, it gets to count for this as well. I'm also reading Inspired by Rachel Holt Evans because I need to finish this book in order for Addie LaRue to count for Hawkeye's board. Because I don't know if I've told you the plan, but this is going to finish Wanda's board, which then I'm going to use to change, because we changed things around since I did in fact have a book that had an arrow on it. I'm going to use this to change, or use Wanda's power to change the read a purple book on Clint's board to read a blue book, because Addie LaRue is blue, and I'm counting it for that. Hi, we're here with books. It's Monday, the 30th of August. I've done quite a bit of reading. I ended the Spider-Man readathon thingy with a book. Oh, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which is somewhere. So this ended up being the last book that I finished for Battle Vulture. I don't know how many points I got for anything right now. I do know that Team Cat is winning because we are the right team. We're the ones that are right. If you've seen the live show, you'll see that I think both Tony and Steve were being really stupid, but Steve was righter than Tony was. Absolutely had a point that having a government behind something like the Avengers was a bad idea. Like, especially the United Nations, which frequently overlooks genocides. Like, frequently. All the time. It's happening right now. Like, I don't think not doing anything was the solution, but I don't think that the Accords were the solution. Also, in the comics, definitely don't think that registering people who have supervillains that come after them and having all of that in one centralized space is a good idea at all. That information, like, is secret for a reason. This is not my favorite Victoria Schwab book. I will say that it is really, really well written. The way she goes back and forth between the past and the present with the two characters and the way it ends, like, it's a satisfying ending. It is not a happy ending, and I'm just like, why why would you do that to me, Victoria? Why would you do that? I guess, like, it's not as bad as Monsters of Verity. Like, that, it didn't wreck me the way Monsters of Verity did. It made me mad. But it there could have been more. Like, there's no law against happy endings. Like, I guess it's happy from one, but, like, I like a specific certain type of ending. And this wasn't it. I don't think I'll ever be rereading it, but I did enjoy what I read. And then you also saw me mention Uzumaki. I did not like this. Like, and again, it has to do with the ending. So this whole thing is about this spiral and the fact that the spiral is haunting the town. I understand that it's hard, and, like, it was interesting. It was exciting. Like, I was intrigued to find out, like, the reasoning behind what was going on and have things make sense. And, like, some of it made sense, but there were entire storylines, like, main storylines that, like, did not fit into the spiral theme. Like, they had nothing to do with spirals. Like, it was weird. And then the ending, not my favorite. I was expecting there to maybe be something for them to solve or for them to do, and it's like, no. And I'm just like, oh, this is one of those books. So, not my favorite. No, thanks. I gave it 2 stars. And I am cutting that particular book from the project that it was going to be a part of, because I don't want to shit on someone's favorite book in a video where I'm shouting them out. Have not gotten too much further in this, but I'm gonna try and keep going forward in it and finish it. But currently reading 2 books that I'm really happy about. One of them is the Fullmetal Alchemist. Nope, just Fullmetal Alchemist, Volume 4. I love this manga. It is so good. We have gotten to the part where we finally get to meet Izumi for the first time, and we're going through all of that and the boy's backstory, and I just love Izumi. We love Izumi. That's just, we love her. She is the best. Like, you can really tell that this was written by a woman, because the female characters are so varied and different, but they're all still strong women. So, like, it's not like you have these 2 opposite ends like you have in Bleach, where you have Rukia and you have Orihime. Like, they are very, very different types of women, but and like, but they're all still like really like strong women, and they're strong in different ways and also in the same ways. So I really just, I want more shonen that is written by women. Like, if you know of shonen manga that have been written by women, I have read Ranma 1/2, and then I started Nemesis games on Saturday or Sunday, and I have not wanted to put it down since. Like, I listened, so let me show you how much I listened to yesterday. Because I just put it on, and I just listened while I was going about my errands, while I was doing stuff. This may end up being my favorite so far in the series, because just the way, like, we're having all of the crew's perspective and having them all in different places, and also having Naomi, I love it. I love it. I've been listening to it today, and I'm very sad that they had to cut Alex. Like, I totally support the fact that they cut the actor from the show, because I understand, like, that's not that's not somewhere where someone should be having access to children when you have those kinds of allegations, or young fans. And unfortunately, in that, what's the word, occupation, you have a lot of young fans. So I totally respect that. Totally would have recast, because that's just who I am as a person. I'm like, oh, this actor can no longer play this role. Just recast them. Yes, I say that about a lot of my favorite people too. I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous because I know how his story ends in the show, but that's pretty sure that that's not how it ends in the book. So anyways, but I think this has been the closest to the book. Nope, I'm sorry. I think this is the season. So like, this is season 5 of the show, and I think this is the closest the book and the show have been since season 1. So, I love this series. I am trash for this series. Oh, I had some like, well, actually, bro, on my Leviathan Wakes review that came and corrected me, and they were like, actually no. They literally just said correction : we're all in the Milky Way galaxy. We don't leave any other galaxies. And number 1, I have read the rest of the series. Number 2, it's a book review, not an astronomy lesson. Who cares? I tried to be nice, because like, they seemed to genuinely like not wanting people to be confused about where it was. But like, you're not correcting anything of substance. Like, nothing that would have any weight on whether or not a person read the book, I would think. Their book's set in space, in spaceships. Doesn't matter what galaxy they're in. So, anyways, and also, it does have a little bit of a Star Trek-y / Star Wars element when you get further into the series. So, I'm gonna go finish editing my Vaultathon announcement video, because that needs to go up tonight. I may end up doing my TBR on Wednesday instead of tomorrow, like I was planning, because I was gonna try and get it up before September. August 31st is before September, but I don't know. I don't know that that's gonna happen. We'll see. We'll see how the rest of the night goes. I'm not feeling particularly productive, but I'm gonna try and finish this edit, or finish the rough edit of the announcement video. Then I'm gonna go on a walk. I'm gonna listen to my audiobook. I'm gonna be happy. I got some clothes to fold. Not making my bed, because at this point in the day, what is the point? Okay, hi, I have to go to work, so we're gonna get this done as quickly as possible. Books, I think you saw me finish in this vlog. I'm not entirely sure, but I did get through all of the first 5 volumes, or the next 4 volumes that I have in my Fullmetal Alchemist reread. They got 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. Yeah, 5 stars. Oh, I didn't put this one in. That one got 5 stars. I need to go enter like half of those into the bookly, or the thing. You also would have seen me raid Uzumaki, not my favorite, 2 stars. I read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, I think, this week. That was 4 stars. I enjoyed it. Not my favorite V. Schwab ever. I'm still like huge Adson fan, so that's where we go with that. And then I finished Nemesis games. So far, this is my favorite in the series. We got so much good Naomi stuff. Yeah, I loved it. So anyways, I am gonna wrap this vlog up, because it's probably already too long, and I have to, again, go to work. And am I missing anybody? I don't think so. I've started a couple of things. Well, we'll talk about those in the next vlog. completely forgot to do my outro. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you enjoyed this video, you can watch the other videos over there. Leave an emoji in the comments if you want to let me know that you watched the end of the video. Talk to me about the books if you're feeling chatty. That is it for now, my friends. Happy reading, and I will see you later when we will talk about more wordy, nerdy things. Bye!